All right, so day two, posting pictures from my childhood here. So this one takes me back. Uh, I was 7 years old. My cousin was five and a half. So this is going to be 1983, somewhere around April. I looked at the back of the picture and they all had timestamps on them back then. So, kids, if you don't remember or don't know, back in the day, you would take pictures and you would go to the Walmart and at the Photoshop and you'd get them developed, and on the back of them they'd give you the date they were developed, so it was really handy for keeping track of stuff for timestamps. Now, of course, it's all digital and everything, but anyway, so this would have been in a little single wide trailer in on a little 40 acre, I say a little 40 acre, that all the family lived on and everything. This little single wide actually ended up becoming, my grandparents' house. My grandfather built onto it and turned it into this big house and anything. Anyway, so what I'm thinking here is I see this picture and you notice a couple of things real quick. The TV, little tiny TV, little black and white. So, we were so far out in the country that it took a 40-foot antenna to get one TV station, which was ABC. And at the time, believe it or not, they stopped broadcasting around midnight or 2 a.m. or something like that. I think, Star Trek was the last thing that they played. Then it was the national anthem, and then it was the test signal until like 5:30 in the morning when you got to get up and listen to the farm report, and see what was going on. But yeah, I mean, that's my cousin there. So he was five and a half, and I was seven. So I'm the one down here on this side. I'm 7 years old. You see how small I still am for a 7-year-old, and that little ginger giant right there is only 5 years old. And so my cousin's dad was this is a pretty big guy, right? So he's like, I don't know, 6'3" or 6'4" or so, something like that, and probably about like 280 pounds or whatever. So I mean, he like had some Viking in him or something, And all of his boys took after him. His daughter took after him. They all got to be tall kids and everything. But this little sucker right here, he he's so big at five and a half that he could have went like joyriding in his mom's car and got pulled over by the sheriff, and he had a Marlboro and a natural light in his hand or something like that, and probably talked his way out of a ticket by saying he just got off at the night shift at the plant or something like that. I mean, 5.5-year-olds shouldn't be that big, but they were, and everything. We had still had fun and all that. I kind of hit 5'6" somewhere around eighth grade, and my genes said, "Hey, we're going to stop scaling, vertical here, and you're going to have to start scaling horizontal." And I just started getting bigger. But in the background there, I kind of remember most of this anyway, being 7 years old now 42 years later, trying to come back and remember this stuff. That nice little shelf we got back there. Remember, this is 1983, so that thing was probably made out of like solid oak, right? You know what I mean? We didn't do fiberboard crap, stuff like that, IKEA type stuff or whatever back then in the day. So that thing was probably solid enough that I could have Donkey Konged my way up to the top of it and dropped a flying elbow off of it onto that little ginger giant right there. If I'd have even known that wrestling was a thing that existed at the time. I mean, I only got one channel growing up, so that was, an ABC channel, and most of what I remember growing up from watching ABC was, Ten Commandments came on every like Easter or whatever, and you got to watch Charlton Heston go through that, act and everything, or Star Trek at 2 a.m. or what have you. That's all I really remember. But of course, everything was brown, plywood, everything, the walls, everything, brown. Those records right there, actually, I probably have those records because my mom kept everything like that, and gave me a whole bunch of records one time. I probably still have them. But check out that little tiny TV, right? So one little channel that we got to watch on one little, I don't know, would that even qualify as a little 12-inch TV? I don't even remember if it was color, honestly. But I mean, imagine you go, I'm 7 years old, so I go to a long, hard day of kindergarten and come back, I'm all stressed out because my teacher's been up in my pull-ups all day long. and you know, come back and I get to watch an after school special or something like that on ABC about, you know, pedophile uncles or something like that, or whatever the special was about, you know. So, but you know, good times. Like I said, everything was it was like the brown era or something. Everything was brown for some reason. A lot of wood paneling and stuff like that. But anyway, that's my cousin. He ain't gonna get mad about any of that stuff. I remember that cup. I'm sitting there looking at that little blue crayon cup right there, and remembering that. But anyway, I hope y'all are enjoying all these and everything. This is just day 2. I've got like 1,000 pictures to go through, so you know, once a day is about as much as I can get done here. But just, you know, follow me or subscribe or whatever channel it's on or what have you, kind of keep track of it. And I'll post another one today. And drop something in the comments if you have questions, or if you're old like me and remember what things were like back then. Just let me know what it was like for you. And yeah, I mean, Mom, I know you're watching and paying attention. So if you know, you see anything in here that you want to comment on, just, you know, drop it in the comments for everybody. And everybody be nice to my mama, by the way, or I'm not going to post anything. So y'all keep that in mind. Anyway, talk to y'all later. Thanks.